Kung Fu has been practiced in China since 200 BC. Not only a form of combat or a form of devotion, Kung Fu is to many a way of life. Some 1500 years ago, the leading Chinese Kung Fu school, Shaolin, was established and has been a major influence on the development of Kung Fu ever since. This is Songshan in Henan province. Renowned for its natural beauty, it was here centuries ago that Shaolin Kung Fu first began. It is 4 o'clock on a cold, dark morning. And for this group of 10-year-olds, it's about to get a whole lot worse, the same as it does every morning. This mountain is around 1,000 meters high. It takes an adult an hour and a half to climb to the top. These boys are required to climb it in 20 minutes. As soon as they have reached the peak, they are required to crawl down again on their hands and knees. These children are Shaolin's secular disciples. Shaolin followers are divided into secular disciples and martial monks. To become a martial monk, the dream of all secular disciples, demands the finest in both Kung Fu skills and Buddhist devotion, and is a title that can only be conferred by their masters. Shaolin martial monks number only around 30. The extreme hardship and difficulty involved in gaining the title removes all but the very elite. The hardships and harshness do not abate with time. Rather, they increase in magnitude as the monk progresses. Back from their crawl down the hill, the students practice basic Kung Fu drill for 2 hours a day. The basic skills include stretching and strength exercises designed to equip the body for the techniques that lie ahead. After the basic exercises come the unarmed combat techniques, as well as those using weapons. A round lasts for only 40 seconds, but must be repeated for anything up to 4 hours. This ensures that every attack technique becomes second nature and instinctive, perfectly sharp and perfectly delivered with maximum strength, every time. By the time they are finished, the students should be able to deliver each technique blindfolded. The kitchen of Shaolin Temple prepares vegetarian food for over 100 people every day. Dishes like bean sprouts, steamed buns, and rice. Despite their intensive exercise program, Shaolin martial monks are vegetarians, the simplicity of their food reflecting the simplicity of their lifestyle. Secular disciples, like martial monks, are also required to be vegetarian. The extent of their exercise regime means that these children often eat much more than their adult counterparts. Only those who are exceptionally strong, with good physique and pure Buddhist devotion, can be recruited as Shaolin martial monks. The requirements for these secular disciples are less stringent. All that is needed to learn Kung Fu at a Shaolin temple is a normal build and good flexibility. But why should a Buddhist monk wish to practice Kung Fu in the first place? Legend says that during the Wei and Qin dynasties, 1,500 years ago, Emperor Shaolin, who was a fervent believer in Buddhism, built a residential monastery for Master Bao Tuo, who came from India. Since the monastery was situated in the woods at the foot of Shaoxi Mountain, it was named Shaolin, as Lin in Chinese means woods. But the monastery was in a remote mountain area, and its inhabitants were prone to attack by wild animals and bandits. As a result, the monks began to practice Kung Fu for self-defense, and the farming tools they used in day-to-day life became their weapons. There was little training equipment in the mountains, and so techniques were developed that utilized what basic items they had. From the humblest of beginnings emerged a simple but arduous long-term training regime that influences the practice of Kung Fu even today. Throughout its more than 2,000 years development and history, Kung Fu has no shortcut to becoming a master. Only endless practice, extreme effort, and total devotion can fully harness the power of Kung Fu. Although there is no age limit for learning Shaolin Kung Fu, young children are not only able to learn faster, but they are also more lithe. Flexibility is paramount. The more flexible you are, the more pain you can withstand. The more pain you can withstand, the faster your progress. Shi Maojun is 9 years old. He's been learning Kung Fu for only 3 years. He's one of the best fighters in his group. A brilliant and agile student, he has learned the essence of Xiao Hong, the renowned Shaolin combat technique, in a very short time. His every attack is powerful, every step firm and strong. Apart from being smart, he also has the right build to learn Tong Ji Gong, or juvenile Qigong, a mystical Shaolin Kung Fu that requires both spiritual and physical training. Tong Ji Gong has given him a clear edge over his peers and marks him out as particularly gifted. Basic Tong Ji Gong focuses on mobility, especially various forms of rolling and leaping. It requires great flexibility of tendons and joints, which is why 5 to 6-year-old boys are at the best age to practice this skill. These 2 9-year-old boys, who have practiced basic Tong Ji Gong for 4 years, have made the most fragile parts of their bodies become deadly weapons. Shaolin Kung Fu emphasizes the unification of Buddhist theory and Kung Fu. A martial monk may spend a great deal of time learning Kung Fu, and even more time developing the strength of his Qi. But most time of all is spent meditating and learning Zen Buddhism. The heart of Zen is a unique concept which often perplexes foreigners, appearing mystical and unobtainable. This religious foundation is what makes Shaolin Kung Fu so special. When myth and logic, mysticism and endurance meet Buddhism, the result is perfect power and perfect peace. The result is Shaolin Kung Fu.